Welcome to a Brighter Day podcast with your host, Beverly Knox Davis, recorded at the Brighter Day Hub in historic Hoskins. This podcast shares stories of empowerment, resilience, and growth. At a Brighter Day Outreach, our vision is to create a thriving community where every youth, senior, and family in the Thomasboro, Hoskins, and Charlotte areas has secure placement and the potential to grow. Join us as we shine a light on the people and initiatives making brighter days a reality.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Beverly Knox Davis, and I'm the founder and president for A Brighter Day Outreach. And I want to welcome you today to the A Brighter Day podcast. Well, we're changing things up just a little bit today. You know, life's at times. You know, life be life, and y'all know how that goes. So we're improvising on today, but in a good way. So I'm a firm believer that everything happens the way that it should. So on today, I'm going to be sharing, and we'll be interviewed by 23DB Production. Miss Fela herself is going to be the one taking us in today. So hello.
All right. Thank you for handing over the reins for an episode, because I know that what we're talking about today is very near and dear to the community here, not just the hub, but the entire community and what's coming up next, which is the future, which is the kids. And that's what we're about.
Absolutely.
So
it is.
let's get into what's going on here in the Thomasboro School. You know, we're going to get into that. So, you know, what we haven't done before is get your background. Okay. So you've been interviewing people these last few episodes. I've been doing production in the back for it. So this is great. So Beverly Knox Davis, how did Break Every Chain program come around for the Thomasboro students? And I guess also explain where's Thomasboro in that kind of background as well.
Absolutely. So, of course, A Brighter Day started 17 years ago, right here in the heart of the Hoskins community. And so we just started teaching the young people things that maybe they would not get in school, like etiquette and financial literacy, how to speak, you know, eye contact, being able to have a really great handshake, those types of things. Mm-hmm. So from there, it just kind of spiraled into so much more. And we started to grow as an organization, and then ultimately had a partnership with Thomasboro Academy. Well, for me, in doing our studies of how we can do things better, we learned of the school to prison pipeline, and I spoke of this in my C20 presentation last year, which there's also a link to that on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But just an amazing experience to be able to share with everyone that there is something called the school to prison pipeline, and it starts with our elementary school age children from third grade onward, where they are fully assessed, and that will be through their end of grade testing, in school, out of school suspensions and expulsions. And because I saw some of those same behaviors while here and serving in the Hoskins community, I said we need to work with our elementary school that is right here in the community, and that's Thomasboro Academy. And that's kind of where it all started from. I had a meeting with Principal Parkins. He is amazing. His entire staff is amazing. And they embraced us to be able to come in and do this groundbreaking thing that we decided to call Break Every Chain. Mm-hmm. And, you know, just thinking about school to prison pipeline, thinking of chains, you know, my whole concept in my head is like, wow, these children don't have a chance.
Chains don't even have to be physical.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It can be from an education perspective. It can be your mental health. And it all goes back to what I call the beginning of the story, and that's our youth. You know, many times a lot of things that are going on with the adults these days started from when they were a child. So that's where Break Every Chain started. And then we went into Thomasboro last school year and utilized the Spark program, again, doing our homework, not reinventing the wheel. and there was something already developed, and we were like, let's teach this. Let's break it down in parts and make it apply to the second graders, because testing and assessment start in third grade.
Okay.
So let's get them a year before so that they are ready to rock and roll by the time they get to third grade. It was a success. The in-school, out-school suspensions were down, and no expulsions. So we just, and there's always going to be some situations in there. But I take that back. It might have been one, but it was something that was able to be worked through. So I'm excited.
Nice.
To see the numbers go down was just amazing.
Right. In 1 year.
In 1 year.
Wow. Once you guys get time behind it.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be, it's going to take them into adulthood. I mean,
Absolutely.
this is,
And they won't forget.
Yes.
Like, I remember my time at Thomasboro Academy.
Right? Exactly. Alumni here. So.
I am alumni of Thomasboro Academy. So I won't go all the way back to when that was. But, just remembering some things even for myself, and that we have started to incorporate into our program some of the memories that I had as a child and coming through Thomasboro Academy. So super excited, utilizing the Spark program and being able to do so many things to help them to process their emotions and understand, hey, if I do this particular action and it gets me put out of school, then I'm not learning. Then I'm not preparing myself for the exams and tests that will be given to me. And therefore, that's a poor reflection on my school. And it's just a spiral effect from there.
And it's just about preparation, really.
Absolutely, it is.
So with this program, you brought in a program director. That was that this year, right? Or you brought in Kayla?
She's actually our second program director. We had Kate Dyksterhouse last year, was amazing. And the only reason she left, she had to focus on family. And then we were fortunate enough to find another outstanding program director. Kayla has been phenomenal. The children love her. She just has that spirit. And just super excited to have her on board to be able to work with our young people. So again, it's all about having the right resources and those that can truly engage. And I cannot leave out all of our volunteers that come on a weekly basis. So we're in the school every Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. All that's required is you sign up to be a volunteer through CMS, and then we get your information, and you're now a BEC volunteer, which is Break Every Chain. And we stay connected and make sure that all the resource and everything is given to them the week prior so that they're prepared when they come each week.
All right. Good stuff. So what's the differences that you've seen from the second graders? Again, we kind of touched on it, that the numbers have gone up. What are those numbers, and how is it engaging, and what are the behavior shifts? You kind of mentioned that earlier too, but let's get a little deeper.
Sure. So just in looking at, last year was a much smaller number of youth. We had 57 second graders. This year we have 77. So the numbers are going to be very different. So I won't harp too much on the numbers from last year, but we'll really be able to see just from that kind of jump in the number of second graders. But the behaviors, it's just, wow. You see a child shift, and then when they're getting ready to go there, and then you see they're thinking about, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this, or they're listening to what the teacher or, some corrective resource has to say, and then they get themselves back on track to come back into the classroom. When you start to see those things, or when you show up to the school and they run up and hug you, it's like, whoa, hi, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you too. Okay, let's do this. So we get a lot of that. And to know that now these children know that we're there, we're committed. They look for that. I don't care what anybody says. If you're committed to me, and you say you're committed to me, I see one time in the whole school year, you're not really committed to me. But every week, that means something to a child, and they begin to count on what we're bringing to the table. So we're going to keep it moving, keep it going, and we now have an office inside of the school. So we're going to work with some youth and figure out, what else we can incorporate into our program to help them better understand their behaviors.
And speaking of that, what are the new improvements that you gonna do? I guess for your third year now, you're in the middle of the second, kind of. So
yeah.
You've thought about that for next year?
Absolutely. And actually, we're gonna go ahead and get started now.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe in waiting. That's just not something
Okay.
that's me. I'm not very patient when it comes to something that's just amazing and outstanding for myself or others.
Yeah.
And especially where the babies are concerned.
Yeah.
So, we learned about the grading that's being done for the end of year grading for third grade through eighth grade. And the scores are not that great. So I had a meeting with Principal Parkins on last week, and we devised a plan.
Okay.
So I was like, please utilize me, and my organization and what we can do
Yes.
and the reach that we have to so many that just simply want to help. There's a lot of people that love Thomasboro Academy.
Yes.
So let's get them engaged. So what we're going to do, we put together a reading and math buddy program. It's a little different than just you going to the school and reading and then, patting the kid on the shoulder or the head and leaving.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. What this will require, we have a sample of the end of grade tests for reading and math, and we're going to start with the third graders and help them to understand how to take the test. Come on. At the end of the day, you just need to understand how to take the test. And then also we'll incorporate some of the other skills that they also need to be picking up as they simply read. It's all about comprehension, understanding and being able to summarize, understanding the characters or the setting, different questions that you will be asked on that particular exam. And all third grade through eighth grade, you're going to have to take those end of grade tests, and you're going to have to pass. Or
well into high school if you want to get to the next level with college.
There's always some type of testing to make sure that you have comprehend what you should have learned in all the various grades. So we're going to work along with Thomasboro to bring that to life. And also we have some partners, other nonprofit organizations that want to partner with us and help us figure this out. So we're going to give it a shot. End of grade testing starts on the last week of May. So we're going to push and do as much as we can in a short amount of time to hopefully see a difference in the grades when they take the test this year.
Very actionable in May.
Very.
This is, you're gonna really see what's happening.
Yes.
Soon. This is great though. I mean, this is what we want, change.
That's right.
And this is about as immediate as you can get right now. So
let's not talk it to death. I mean, I feel like this is one area that's been talked a lot about, and we need some actions, so I'm all about the action. So let's just do this and see where it goes.
All right. And so you mentioned volunteers. Are those also like the guests as well who participate and partner with the program with Break Every Chain? And do they like working? Like do the kids, is that the extra oomph
it is
for the program, is like seeing these different people come in, and who are they? And, tell us more about that.
Absolutely. We have some amazing people in the community, not just Hoskins. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. We've had, some business owners that have decided to partner with us and be a volunteer. They're on a regular. We have an ex boxing extraordinaire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I forget his. Yes, I know who you're talking. Yes,
Coach Simpson.
Yeah, Coach Simpson. I met him a couple times. He's awesome.
Yeah,
yes.
the kids love him.
The champ.
Yeah,
Yes.
the champ. And so we get a mixed bag. It can be someone that's a retired teacher or someone that, have just decided that they want to take a break, or if you are in corporate America, you can come. They have community service hours with many of the companies, and they can come and utilize that time. We've had that happen. So it's just a mixed bag of wonderfulness. And now, after coming 1 or 2 times, they're hooked. They feel like, I've heard them say, I feel like a piece was missing for me if I didn't come. Yeah. So you get in, and the children just love on you, and they're excited to see us each week and what we're going to be learning. And what we've decided to do too is to offer, an opportunity to other organizations like Leo. It's literacy and yoga. It's a combination, and there's an organization. Her name is Christy Cruz. She's going to be coming in for a couple of weeks and working with our young people. She did it last year. Nice. It was amazing because what we found was that level of excitement when she turned the book around and there was her picture. So big on literacy, of being able to see themselves in the book. So that's another piece of Break Every Chain as well. We started a youth authors and illustrators program. That's a spinoff. So the teachers have handpicked some students from 2nd through 5th grade that will be assisting us in writing an anthology on their behalf, but it'll be their stories, it'll be their illustrations. It's going to be amazing. Wow. So that's underway as well. So I'm super excited about our partners as well.
All right. I may have to join in myself. My little expertise on
there you go.
Social media.
Yeah, we would love
to
that.
Come through.
Y'all heard it here, right?
Yeah. You got me on tape, so I'll come through. Show some video and audio how to do that. So that gets us right into, well, how do you volunteer and donate and all that sort of thing?
Okay, yes. So volunteering, of course, it all starts with the CMS volunteer registration. Must go to CMS website. Got to do things right in order, and they want to make sure everybody's legit that comes to school to hang out with the babies. Yes. So that's the first one, and then we have our own link that we'll share with anybody that reaches out through our website at www.abrighterdayoutreach.org. There's a section for volunteering, so you just reach out there, and then or you can send to info@abrighterdayoutreach.org, and we'll get the information that way as well. And then just making sure that everybody's registered, and then that you're on the email list, and you get all the emails with all of the information every week as to what's happening at Thomasboro. And then, of course, donation-wise, also from the website, that's a possibility from there as well. And then, of course, if you have different items that you want, just reach out to us and we'll pick up, or you can come by the hub at 510 Sinclair Street and drop off here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We would gladly accept whatever you would donate. And then, of course, restaurants, if you want to do something super nice for the children, we'll pick up from there as well. We've done cupcakes and, things from Chick-fil-A and things, different things like that. So we'd love that.
All right. Good stuff. Well, I mean, I think we kind of went over how we're looking to improve the 3rd graders. Is there more to that you would like to talk about? Like just, I guess, more grades or, more possibilities? Yeah.
I think improvement-wise, it's definitely going to take a village. How we improve is we get more volunteers. We have the faithful.
More volunteers. So.
More volunteers.
I'm looking at the camera. You.
We have our faithful few, but it would be awesome to be able to have more individuals to come in. And it's 1 hour on Wednesday from 10 to 11. 1 hour. And then once we do the reading program, we're going to break it up to some morning hours. And also some afternoon hours, and that's reading and math. So if you're really, really, really good at math, we need you there too. I know we focus a lot on reading because reading is important, but you need to know what 2 + 2 is too. That's important. And count your money.
Count your money. Exactly. I was about to say, I think the kids will hop on that easily with the counting of the money.
Yes. So I just think that is our major place. And then, of course, those that will make donations to help us with the funding part of this. This is not cheap.
Yes.
So we have to write grants and look for sponsors to help us with this program.
But I mean, when you think about it, when it works out for the child, the millions of dollars that it puts back into communities,
yes,
schools,
yes,
everything,
every program,
every program,
that mostly has been canceled.
When you stay on track,
exactly.
So
exactly.
That's what this is about, is bringing it back,
mm-hmm.
bringing it back. So, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I learned a lot on this. Is there anything else you'd like to close with?
Well, I think, everyone keeping in mind, because I hear a lot, I've never heard of the school to prison pipeline. Well, you look at the fact that there are more prisons going up than there is funding for our sports programs or the music programs, or, the fact that there used to be something, that taught you how to cook, home economics and sewing, all that.
Even shopping stuff.
All of that. Those programs are being cut.
Gosh.
So if we focus on this piece, I'm a believer in going back to the beginning of the story. Where did it get broken?
Yes.
This is where it got broken. Well, how did it even come about that there was a school to prison pipeline, and where the data could be collected and utilized to justify building more prisons as opposed to keeping the programs alive that will help our students be great. And if you have a child that maybe doesn't want to sit in the seat for hours on end, or, is a little bit more fidgety, maybe those programs that used to be there would aid in that not happening and allow that child to stay in school and learn.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in a chair all day.
Those hands-on programs with hair to, even audio and video. What I do, I didn't have that growing up either. And I met people later that did. And it was like, that leap that they took before I even, got into it. So, you don't want to play catch up.
Exactly. And along those lines of playing catch up, I was one of those students back in the day that I just something didn't click with me where phonics was concerned. Yeah. And I struggled at Thomasboro, and I had a teacher when I got to the 5th grade that finally realized, oh my God, you just don't understand the rules. Nobody really made sure that you understood the rules of phonics. So she took the tests away from me, cleared the whole desk, and put down the rules in front of me for each stage of the phonics. Boom, boom, boom. I passed every single test with flying colors after that. But I was pushed through all the way to 5th grade without truly understanding all of the phonics. So it may just take that one teacher or that one person that volunteers that will make that light bulb go off. So will that be you? I'm praying that it will be somebody that will make a difference. And it doesn't matter if it's just one child. Yeah. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Exactly. Well, since this is your podcast, I'll let you finish it up. But thank you so much. I'm Faye Lai with 23DB Productions, and we work with nonprofits and businesses and government agencies, like Beverly. And this is why I love doing this type of work, because I see it working immediately. I come from the entertainment background, and that was great, but this stage of life and doing this type of work is just really fulfilling. So thank you. And I'm just so glad to be a part of this.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here today and filling in, when that life be life and thing.
Yeah.
And we just want to invite everyone to listen to us on Apple, iHeart, YouTube, and then on all social media platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, and just, wow. Oh, is TikTok still in here?
We'll get it there.
We'll get it there. There you go. So thank you all so very much for just completing with us today. And if you want to know more, please go to www.abrighterdayoutreach.org. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to A Brighter Day podcast with Beverly Knox Davis. Together, we're working toward a community where everyone has the opportunity to grow and thrive. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join us next time as we continue to inspire brighter days for all. See you soon.